Hi, welcome to Broken Bushcraft. I'm Adam. And today we're going to talk about how to waterproof your gear with Fixen wax. How to make the Fixen wax. There's a lot of different recipes out there for it. I follow a real simple one, beeswax and soy. I like using anything that's organic and food-based. So what is Fixen wax? Well, a lot of us have canvas gear. We don't want it to get wet. So we can use this on there, it will waterproof that. We can also, if you have a bow, right there, you can use it as a lubrication for the string to keep that so it doesn't get wore out. You can use it as a fire starter. You can use it if you have chapped lips, you can use it for that. There's a lot of uses for this. There's even a lot more out there. So stick with me and we'll figure out how to make Fixen wax. To make the Fixen wax is really easy. You're just gonna need a couple things. First, like I said, I like to use beeswax and soy. They're both food products, so that I can use them on my knives, keep them from rusting. And it's food based, so anything that's gonna go inside me and I put on there, it works out well for it. Plus, if you want to use beeswax and mineral oil or anything like that, that's great. There's a lot. If you research Fixen wax or waterproofing wax, you're gonna find hundreds of recipes and concoctions. You can add essential oils to it. We're not gonna do that. So you got your wax, and that's that. You're gonna need a muffin tin. And now if you wanna use wax paper in here, you can use wax paper, but Mrs. Bushcraft has these fancy silicone things, and I'm gonna use those. I'm gonna ask forgiveness rather than permission. A measuring cup, a scale. You don't really need a scale. I just like to measure it all out because it's 1 for 1. So that's what the thing is gonna be. You wanna have a bowl or a double boiler. So this is gonna go in this pot of water, which is already, so pot of water. This goes in there so it can, you don't want to heat up wax right on the surface. That'll get you a bad day. Okay, like I said, it's 1 for 1, so I'm going to do 2 ounces of soy. Then we do 2 ounces of the beeswax. Okay. Take this, pour it in a double boiler. You're gonna wanna have a spoon or a spatula also to mix it all around. Now let's see how the water's doing. All right, the water's warm. We're gonna take the pot, you're gonna put it in. Double boil method, so you wanna make sure it floats. There's enough water in here, in this pot, to keep this from just touching the bottom. Because if this is just touching the bottom, then it's gonna burn. So I'm just gonna set it right there like that. You can already see the heat from the inside is heating this up pretty fast. You just take your spoon and you just mix it around. So you see it's all melted in there? Just gonna take it out. Careful, that water is hot. Gonna come over here and just pour it into if you use wax paper, do the same. Just want to put something in there that you can pull out. So, because obviously we want to get this out of here. Now what we're simply going to do is take this. It's chilly outside, so we're going to let it sit for about 20 to 30 minutes. Or you can put it in the fridge, or just leave it here sitting out. Dealer's choice. So we'll see what it does in 30 minutes. So we got the Fixen wax here. I'm going to bust it out of this. And it looks good. Let's get around to a close-up of that. So it came out of there real nice. Now there is commercial Fixen wax. that, I mean, this is like $4 or $5. This is, when you factor in all the cost of everything, it's about $1 a cupcake tin. So if you're on a budget, once again, it just helps you out. Now with waterproofing, you have commercial stuff where you can get, spray-ons where you can just spray this on here and it will waterproof it. But we're gonna use this. So to waterproof something, you're gonna need a heat gun, your Fixen wax, and just a little bit of effort, because you're gonna have to do this a little bit at a time. So this is just a canvas bag here. We're gonna, we'll waterproof it, we'll drop some water on it and see how it goes. The thing is when you add wax to something, it's gonna weigh it down a little bit more. So if you're putting it on a jacket or pants or a bag, it's gonna weigh just slightly more than it weighed before. So the first thing you gotta do is you gotta heat up the bag, and that will just make sure the wax just adheres to the bag a little bit better. So I got my heat gun here. If you don't have a heat gun, then a blow dryer will work just fine. So set it on high and then just warm up an area. So I'm just gonna just warm up one area here. Once the area is warm, take your wax and just wipe it on. Now, this is gonna discolor the area because it's gonna be obviously wax on there. So it's gonna darken the area up. If this was leather, it would do the same thing. And you can actually see the area where I heated it up. Could heat it up more. So the canvas bag, you see where it's discolored from the wax. So once you wipe the wax on, wax on, wax off. Once you wipe the wax on here, you're gonna go in both directions. So go left and right and north to south. You can get it real good in there. If you wanna put something, if it's a bag, don't worry, you don't have to worry about the inside, but just, you can do the outside. So once you put the wax on, you're gonna heat it up again. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna melt the wax into the fibers and really bind it in there. You may have to do 2 or 3 coats of this, but this bag will be pretty water resistant. So a quick way to do this is to take this whole bag, throw this right in the dryer, heat it up, and then wipe the wax on it, and then put it in a pillowcase and throw it back in the dryer after that. Because you don't want the wax getting all over everything. So you see the area here? Oh, pretty good area, you see that? So let's throw some water on the canvas bag. I got water on it, let it sit. Now, if you do waterproof your stuff like this, do not wash it, because if you do, you're gonna destroy your washer and your dryer. So if you take this and you waterproof something like a shirt or a jacket and you wash it, your washer will be just totally destroyed. So for this, if you need to clean it, just brush it off and that should be fine. If you need to use a sponge, use wet sponge, but don't use soap. So you see here, let's dump this out. So on here, so this is the waterproofed area. This is the non-waterproofed area. So you see it staining. So let's go inside the bag and see how it is in there. You see the waterproof area is waterproof, and then you have the stains under there. So that's how to quickly, or so to water resistant a bag, a sweatshirt, a sweater, a jacket, pants. This Fixen wax can be used for bowstrings. You can use it for jute cord. If you have jute, you simply just rub this on here and then heat it up, rub it on again, and it waterproofs this. And if you put wax on jute, it'll light for about 30 seconds longer than if it's not waxed. So it helps it light a little bit better. So this total, I can make, with what I have now, I've already made 6 of these, and I've spent a total of $12. So for me to spend $12, make 6, I still have about 12 more I can make. So that's what, 18? For 18 of those, for $12, or you can go commercial and buy, you know, it already made for $4. It's your choice. But if it's a project you want to do with the kids, you can do that. Also, if you want to stick a wick in here, this is a great candle. Just quick and easy, down and dirty. Hope you enjoyed that. Hope you took something away from it. And I'll see you in the woods.